Hey everyone, it has been a little bit over a week since I last did anything with the installation process. Installation process, say that 20 times fast. And I am not moving forward with this project as quickly as I had hoped. When I last put in that piece there, I was thinking I was going to be back the next day and finish this wall and possibly get that piece by the garage door done. Didn't happen. Lots of things with life happen instead. So I'm going to try to get moving on this again. In terms of what I'm going to try to do this afternoon is, if we look up top, you know, I mentioned in the previous video I'm going to put 2 baffles in up at top. So I've got a series of the bays up there where I've only have a single baffle. In fact, the remaining bays there all have singles. I hope to get to that today. But the big piece that I'd like to get busy with is also something I mentioned earlier, is that I cut these rolls a little bit long. So there's probably anywhere from, that one might even be 6 inches too long, you know, to just a couple of inches long. And I want to get that organized. And I want to get the remaining part of these rolls secured in place against the wall. So to do that, I thought it might be interesting to show you the actual screw spike and this pronged washer that's used. Here's the spike and the pronged washer. Spike goes through the pronged washer, and let's get up close back over here, looking at one of these other sheets over here where I've got some of them in place. So there's one of the spikes there, pronged washer, and that goes into the girts, the horizontal members right here. And so, as you can see, the idea is to screw that in, not go through the girt and into the steel or through the steel, and then sink the pronged washer in, helping to secure and hold up the insulation in place. So my point is, in that terms of that long explanation, I want to get these spikes in place here, get the staples in place, and just more or less finish up the ones that I currently have hanging. Maybe not get the tape done because I want to hold off the tape until the end. I want to make sure I have enough tape for the ceiling. And so I'll try to get that done this afternoon, and maybe I'll get back here in the next few days and I'll be able to continue on getting the rolls into the bays down there. And then the next step that I'm going to have to do is, if you look right up here and you compare it to the side wall. So this is a front wall, there's the door, there's the front wall, and there's the side wall. Here you have the beam. Over here, there's no need for a beam because the trusses sit on the beam. So what I need to do up here is add some additional framing that essentially will create that top limit where the beam line would continue along and where I will be able to hang the insulation on this front wall here in these bays, as well as back there in the back wall. So I'm not going to get to that today, but that's something also that I would like to get done in the coming days, because then when those are in place, I can proceed with getting insulation in those bays. Okay, let me jump into this beautiful painter's outfit, which does a great job of helping keep the insulation, the fiberglass, off my clothes. And I'll probably tackle trying to get the rolls of insulation sized correctly so they're not dragging on the ground down below. All right, here I am. Of course, here I am with all of my gear on. But here I am on the one sheet here that I believe is the worst amongst all of them. And as you can see, that, you know, what was I long there by? I'm probably long by like 8 inches. All right, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I think I have an idea. What I'll do is I'll get a piece of wood, essentially a straight edge, and then I'll cut down through that, hopefully guesstimating pretty closely where I need to be. There's a straight edge. Again, we don't want to pull down. Get this where we want it to be there without, as I said, yanking down on the sheet. That is, I think that's pretty much it right there. The edge of that stick is where I want to cut right now. In fact, this is a very good edge, so I'm going to get the other knife. Beat this edge up a bit so I'm happy to grind it against the concrete floor. We've got an edge. Now we just need to get through the rest of the insulation here. How close are we now? Okay, that worked quite well. Look at that excess piece that I had over measured. That's pretty good. Now, I'm going to want to separate the bottom of the insulation. Not that much, but that was already free there. But a little bit off the bottom there. You'll see why in a second. And so that this piece here can go right up against the 2x6 anchored to the floor there. And then we've got a bit of insulation bunched up at the bottom, which is no problem. So we're going to tuck that in. And then we're going to bring the sheet down, and I'll secure that when I bring out the stapler. But there we go. That worked out better than I expected. Be able to secure that down. All right. Okay. That's that sheet. Now, as I've mentioned, each one of these sheets is a little bit long. It may be that some of them, maybe like this one, need a little bit taken off the bottom. But for the most part, yeah, each one's going to need a couple of inches at least. So I'll keep up with that work here. Okay, time to make the marks for those screws. Alright, so those two dots are where those screw spikes are going to go in with the plunge washers. Okay, let's get these in place and start to make the wall a little bit better. sheet. I want to try this piece here, tape it up and see how it goes. Well, I can tell you, I don't have great fingers for this nimble little work like that, but there we go, we've got it. Start it right there. That works pretty good. Of course, I'm going to need a knife here in a second, and there we go. There's a knife. Okay, that's what that looks like. That's pretty good. Got to put some trim around this window eventually, but that'll come. And I have to take a look at the time soon. It's getting on in the afternoon right now. Again, here I am. I can't get this backing off the tape. Sausage fingers. I need that to roll away on me. It seems like this is very easy to tape up. Right on the big beam there. Anybody see my glove? Where'd I put the glove? Left it behind. Got a bit of a crease in that one right there. That's okay. All right. I like how that's coming along. Again, progress very slow, but it's coming along. Okay, I'm just out of my mask, and here's what I was able to accomplish in the few hours this afternoon. I've got the bottom all trimmed, tucked in, and stapled in place. Down there on that last bay there, behind the scaffolding, I cut the actual sheet too short after it was too long, and I had to tape it in place to correct that mistake. So I've got all the screws in place for the 6 pieces that are up. It's starting to look pretty good when it's all tacked in place properly. As you can also see, I did not get to the baffles up top, so that's next time. And as you can also see, this is taking me a little bit longer than I had anticipated. I'm not getting to it, or I'm not getting out here as much as I'd wanted to, and it's taking a little bit more time to actually install the pieces than I thought. It's actually not hard to get them in place. I have made some mistakes in terms of cutting them too long. Once you've got them in place, getting all of the hardware in place is a bit of a challenge. So I'm going to have to think this over a bit and see what I can do to create some efficiencies, perhaps get Michael, my friend, out here and see if I can accelerate this process a little bit longer. Or I'll be doing this through the summer for sure, and boy, some of those summer days are going to be pretty hot. All right, that's it for today, or that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share as well. Everyone take care and see you in the next video.